$380 locked in by early afternoon and around $1,800 by the closing bell. And I was in the cinema when it landed. Ahoy there, trader, it's Phil. Let me walk you through Monday's trade because it's a very good example of a day that just didn't need me. Now, the premium popper morning, it's not complicated. The software flanks the session, opening range does what it does, and I take what the setup gives me. Monday came in bearish. The software graded it, it let me know the quality, it let me know the position size. The opening range 30 and the opening range 60 confirmed it. So basically, after that first hour, we have basically a full stack of scoring mechanisms that the software runs behind the scenes. So basically, this turned out to be a 6 out of 6 trade as a breakout. That's the baseline for the setup. Now, what made Monday worth talking about is what I did around the edges of it. Now, my first trade was actually taken in the pre-market rally, and the futures were basically rejecting the prior new all-time high. Now, you've got to love that we've now got almost 24 hours of trading on the cash options for SPX as well as the Globex on the futures. So I can trade the instrument that I prefer now without having to kind of mess around on futures or options on futures or anything else. Just basically select the global trading for the execution and boot. The trade goes on. So basically taking my guiding hand off the futures on this occasion, the short strike ended up being at 77.85 on the cash, and then prices start to push lower. And we opened up kind of where we left, so that 20-point rally means that I'm 20 points ahead of the game before the days started proper. Now, when the market opened, prices pushes lower slightly, went sideways for the morning, which is exactly, that's what we want, when we're short premium. We don't need the directional movements, we just need to not be wrong. I just didn't need a market rally that would kind of, well, not mess things up, but it just means I've got to do a little bit of management. But basically, price can drop, it went sideways, and the time decay is doing its thing. So the first trade in the pre-market actually timed out to its target. The market dropped about 15-20 points and then just grinded sideways, and that time decay goes straight in my pocket, and I get to keep that, and the profits are locked in. So that's where the first profit tends in, with pretty much no management at all other than setting an order to lock in the profit when it gets hit. Now, the next trades were taken in the regular market session, the first and third breakouts as the software marks them, both at the same level, so they have the same short strike at 77.70. Both had their profits locked in with the late morning and lunchtime push, and that gives us the second profit tent that you can see on the P&L curve. Now, here's one that's also worth paying attention to. I also placed a wild card for, if you're reading my morning analysis every day, you'll know that I am very bearish on the market. It's hard to deny the bull moves, I get that, but I am so bearish it ultimately hurts. So when I've got the conviction, I will put my money where my mouth is. So as a wild card, I took a low risk lottery ticket type of trade, a wide in the money credit spread that was $20 wide, and around the same time as that pre-market rally was taken, about an hour and a half before the official market opened. Now, the logic is almost boring, which is the point. All that I actually need here is an average day's move. I'm not looking for, the market to crash here. It's an average day's move. About 40 to 60 points at the moment is all that's needed. Not a crash, not a catalyst, there's no headline, just a normal day to happen. That's what I'm betting on. But my conviction is bearish. So by early in the afternoon on the Eastern time, Bingley Bong, target to reach, we headed into the movie. Now, I just want to reinforce, I'm 5 hours ahead in the UK, which meant the position was doing all the work while I was ordering sushi. Spider-Man, while excellent, was not worth waiting through the final credits for that piss poor performance of a tease that came afterwards. So if you've not seen it yet, no spoilers, but I wouldn't wait for the rolling credits. It's right at the end of the end of the end of the credits. So C- Marvel, must try harder, please see teacher. But other than that, woot woots, pop pop, The community, while I was enjoying myself, smashed it again. Chris, well done. He put it better than I did. His SPX popper took its sweet time but finally hit profit targets. And the spot price at target was only $1 lower than its entry price. So again, we don't need huge amounts of movements. The fact we get them is a bonus. So as long as we have the time decay, then we'll still get paid. And that's basically the lesson there. Price barely moved for Chris on this occasion, and he still made his profit target by lunchtime. So my premium popper system is how I collect morning income every day behind the trades that you've just seen. The software flags the sessions, it grades the setups, it tells you what the sizing is suggested. The rest is execution, click, and then literally walk away and go do something else. So if you want to collect morning income or collect weekly income, head over to antivestor.com. Links are in the description, and this means that I can disengage the brain and get more gain. That's it. That's all you've got to do.